I am ready. We are ready for the day.
Thank you. Just gotta keep pulling my. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for you and me. And I'm feeling good. Oh, feeling good, feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. River running free, yeah, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yes. And I'm feeling good, yeah. Dragonflies out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. We'll sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a full world for you and me. Oh, yes it is. Stars, when you shine, you know what I mean. The sweet scent of the pine, you know what I mean. Oh, freedom is yours and mine, and that's what I mean. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Yeah. New dawn, a new day, a new life. Oh, new dawn, new day, new life. And we're feeling good. Oh, yes.
Whoa.
We are feeling good, yes.
Thank you, thank you. An invitation to all of us. Are we ready? Thank you, LaRonda. And it's so good to have you and Mark back. And LaRonda has a special concert tonight, a signature concert tonight at the Alberta Rose Theater. Is that where it is? So if you haven't gotten enough of her, please do that. And of course, we're still celebrating your inauguration into the Oregon Music Hall of Fame. What a blessing. So we are so blessed and honoring all that you do. And welcome. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life. As we gather this morning, both in this space, online, and I believe around the world, the invitation is being made clear and open to each of us for us to say yes to a falling away and a rising of what truly is within us. And so I'm Reverend Lisa Davis, a senior minister here at Unity Spiritual Center of Portland, and I believe what we're doing is creating consciousness. We're creating this energy circle, this energy field of love, which we're already a part of. It's already there. We're stepping into it consciously and saying yes. And as we do that and recognize how interdependent we are and how connected we are, we recognize that every one of us is on a sacred journey. And in just a moment, we'll begin this service in prayer. And I would just invite you, whatever your week has told you, It might be a little difficult. Whatever your morning this morning showed you, I just invite you to open to the breath within you, to move into that heart space of remembering and of absolutely knowing that this one presence and one power lives in and through and as us now. Let's begin this service in prayer with a recognition of the love within. Mother, Father God, infinite Spirit, we say yes, we open to this presence, to this power, to this understanding that the movement, the very evolution of this globe is happening through us, as us this day. And we welcome the awakening, the remembering that we are a creation of love, that the energy of love is the truth of our being, and to celebrate this day, the journey that we walk, and the recognition that love lives as us now. And we allow that love to encircle the globe right here, right now, honoring every being, every life, and knowing that we have come to live in peace, as love, in harmony this day. For this opportunity to know this and to be part of that sacred journey, we say, yes, here I am, infinite presence. And so it is. Amen. So we are thrilled to be here, to be just working to know that the celebration of every day is part of this journey. I want to share with you just the mission here for so long has been creating community, living love, teaching truth, serving spirit, and practicing peace. And we've moved into this mission also of transforming lives so that each of us is that torchbearer as we move out into humanity. And that's truly what we're doing. And Beth is here to share the announcements and some of the other things that are going on there.
Thank you, Reverend Lisa. Good morning, Unity of Portland. Yeah, we've been sharing on Sundays in October. We've been sharing some volunteer spotlights on some different teams. And this week I'm going to wrap it up by just asking you to hold a vision with me that we have all the help that we need, that the right and perfect people are here to create a vibrant and loving spiritual community that reaches out into our community, into our city, out into the world, transforming lives. And we invite you to be a part of that. And if nothing else, be a part of holding that vision with us. I want to mention our outreach team this week. They do 3 service projects a year. They're getting ready to do the winter project. Usually we collect things for different people in our community who have needs, some different organizations, and you'll be hearing more about that coming up. But in part of our vision I want to hold, we used to, pre-pandemic, 2 times a month we were helping serve meals to our houseless community. And that kind of fell by the wayside with the pandemic, but we are holding a vision that we're going to have enough people to not only do all the service that we need here, but to also pick that back up so that we can move back out into the community and serve those folks as well. We're also envisioning the recreation of our green team. And we want to continue the legacy that William Brault talked about a few weeks ago. He created this legacy green team initiative, which is used by Unities worldwide. We want to recreate that here so that we can reduce our carbon footprint and work on global climate change. We're all a part of that. We also are holding a vision for a new marketing team to come forward. We're looking for ways to create income to help us pay for the ongoing upkeep of the building and operations expenses. And if you are interested in helping us get the word out into the community in that way, please come and talk to me. We have lots of opportunities for everybody. Again, hold that vision with me. Everyone we need is here in a loving, vibrant way to serve the community here and out into the community. I want to invite you all today at 1:30. We're going to celebrate the life of Janet Clifton. She's a former board member here. And her husband, Charlie, is our current board president. And we're going to be honoring her life today at 1:30 following the service. It'll give you enough time, maybe go get a bite to eat, come back. But we do invite you. This spiritual home meant so much to her. And we just want to honor her and celebrate her this afternoon. So please come back and join us. Next Sunday, Halloween. It's happening. Our youth and family ministry have created a wonderful event. It's going to happen here for all of our young people, K through 12. They're going to work on setting that up in the garden, weather permitting. We're hoping the bomb cyclone will be gone by then, and the atmospheric river will have ceased, and we'll have a nice, dry, beautiful day. So you can hold that vision for us too. We're asking our young people to wear your costumes, wear your masks, and continue to wear your masks while you're in the building. Anytime that you're in the building, it is a state law. People are experiencing all kinds of things in their lives, and we just want to make sure that we honor everybody by wearing those masks when you're in the building. So we thank you for that. I want to mention our free table out in the lobby. We've still got some media, some cassettes and things. We're still cleaning house around here and storage closets. We have brought down 2 large wooden pamphlet holders. Actually, Dave brought them down this week for us on Wednesday. But we're offering them up to this community first. If you know of a nonprofit organization that might be able to use these, maybe you have a small business that you might be able to use them, take a look. If not, we'll be moving them along on Nextdoor or Craigslist, but we wanted to give you guys first dibs first. So coming up in November 7th, time change. Make sure that's on your calendar. On the same day, we are going to be participating in leaf raking. This is an annual event. We try to take advantage of the City of Portland's free leaf pickup. So wear your work clothes, plan to stay after the service, pack a lunch, and we're going to get out there and we're going to knock that parking lot out on November the 7th. I know it's a little early for Christmas, but go with me just for a second. Barbara has started the teen fundraiser, the annual teen fundraiser for the Christmas wreath sale. So that starts today. You can meet her at the table following the service and look at what we have. You can also look in the Constant Contact. There's information there and on our newsletter. New Member Sunday is coming up on November the 28th. If you're interested in joining our spiritual family, there's a couple of things that you need to look at. We have one requirement. There's several to choose from. There's information out on the sign-up table, also on our Constant Contact newsletter, and on the website. Check that out. You just need to fill out a form and make sure that you've taken one of those classes. The Introduction to Unity class is November the 7th, following the service, so you can participate in that right after. And we thank you very much, and have a beautiful week. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Am I making a lot of noise? I may be. Okay, thank you, Beth. We're so grateful. And we want to welcome any of you who are here for the first time in this space or online. We believe that as we gather together, and we know that what happens is this consciousness builds and it creates something larger, and we touch the people in our world and we continue growing. And so if you're in this space or online for the first time, we want you to know that we honor you wherever you are on your spiritual path. Every one of us is on a sacred journey of evolving and learning all kinds of ways that we can grow and expand. And so if this community works for you, we would encourage you to become a part. I believe that every time we gather, every time we say, this is my home, I want to be a part of this, I want to touch this, let's go out into the community in this way, let's move this forward, we make a difference, and it grows so many different things. And if this community doesn't work for you, I encourage that you continue seeking till you find a place that does, that you say, this is where I'm home. Because finding home and anchoring ourselves and reminding ourselves, I don't know about you, but the constant reminder, oh yes, this is the truth of what's happening out there is so important. So we're happy to have you with us. If you didn't get a new member packet, they're out on the entryway table and you can get one there. There's also green cards in the seats in front of you, and I'd invite you to fill that out. If you're online, just go onto our website, unityofportland.org, and there are some pieces there that you can just fill out to be put on our mailing list. So we're happy to have you with us. Thank you. And we are going to stand and sing.
I'm choosing heaven today. All right, let's sing together. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. And I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love today. Oh, yes, I am. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. And I'm choosing love today. Beauty. I'm choosing beauty today. I'm choosing beauty today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. And I'm choosing beauty today. I choose compassion. I choose compassion today. Oh, yes. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing compassion today. Grace. I'm choosing grace today. Oh, yes, I am. I'm choosing grace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing grace today. Life, choosing life today. I'm choosing life today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, and I'm choosing life today. Are you choosing joy? Yes, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, and I'm choosing joy today. I choose abundance. I choose abundance. Oh, yes. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I am walking the road of heaven right now, and I choose abundance today. I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. Life, joy, abundance, all of that.
Yes. Thank you. And we just invite you to turn and look at those around you. If you're in this space or online, look around the world around us and just recognize we walk with sacred beings. And this idea of choosing heaven today, we believe in unity and in New Thought that heaven is a state of consciousness at one with that which created us, with the infinite intelligence of this universe. And so we are so blessed. Thank you. We are so blessed. And as we take a moment, and we don't go into a full meditation on Sunday mornings, but instead we just anchor this remembering that the wisdom is within us. It's in the silence, it's in the listening, it's in the breath as we learn to quiet our bodies and our minds. And so as we move into this time and you listen to this music, I just invite you to remember that the truth of your being is wholeness, is life, is presence.
God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. right now. God is, I am.
Right here, right now. God is, I am. As we relax fully into this sacred breath, we recognize that within, I am. God is. In the silence, I know. In the silence. Again and again in our life, in our remembering, we know God is infinite presence. I am. I am called to understand, to see with a higher vision, and to remember, I am that I am. And so it is. Amen.
God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. Blessings. Invite your wonderful singers up again to join me on this song. I believe you all rocked it out last week with this one. Is it okay if I join you? And they're gonna let me sing this one again, so I'm so happy. All right, bless you. Many pray along the way. They don't stop to wonder what the world is coming to. They let something higher reveal the way to greater love. Oh yes. So truth is telling me to sing of liberation for the ones who are not free. Love can take us higher and reveal the way to greater love. And oh yes, and so we let it wash over us, make us kinder, make us better. We let it be, we let it early in the morning, now and forever. Hold us together, we let it be, we let it. Still some cry along the way, walking through the sadness of a world that needs to know that love can take us higher, reveal the way greater love. Oh yes, so truth is telling me that love's the only answer, and for all humanity we must stay inspired. We've got to reveal the way to greater love. And oh yes, and so we let Him wash over us, make us kinder, make us better. We let it be, we let it early in the morning, now and forever. Hold us together, we let it be. Oh, we let the love wash, let it wash over us. We let it be. Sing with us, y'all. We let the joy wash over us. We let the joy, oh, let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace, oh, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be. Feel that love washing over you, yes. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let it be. We let it be. We let it be. Let it be. Let it be. We let it be. We let it be. Amen. Oh, they're wonderful.
Wow. Thank you, thank you. We let the love wash over us. We let the joy wash over us. We let our lives wash over us as we are called to rise. Everything that's happening right now in our world is designed to evolve us, to move us, to, in many ways, break us open. Anybody in here feel like this week, just even this week, they were broken open? They were called to remove and pull some of the pieces away. This journey that we're on, this sacred journey that we are on, is one of, I believe it's one of love. It's one of reclaiming some of the truth of our being and then touching the world around us and allowing ourselves to recognize how interconnected we are. But I also often have my way that I want it to happen. Anybody else there? Okay, if I'm going to evolve, I'll tell you how it's going to be. And it's going to be these nice little pieces. And then I can get rid of this. And if they'll just act this way, and they'll act this way, and they'll act this way, then I can do this. Isn't it interesting that life has its own way and pattern? And it seems to cut, it goes right into the core of who we are. And what's happening is we're being called to pull away, to cut away some of these pieces. And as we do, we find something so much larger is happening. Right now, we're in the 5th week of an 8-week program. Our fall programs are generally one of them where we go deeper. And we're using this book, You Are Enough. And for when we started, there were still a lot of people saying, that's so easy. You know, we've heard that, we know that. Can't we go a little deeper? How are we doing on loving ourselves? And not just, yeah, that was a good answer. This is a good answer. But the fascinating part is we're being asked not just to love ourselves, because that can move into this place of, you could say narcissism. It can move into me and the independent being that I am, and I'm okay. You may not be okay, and you may not be okay, and you may not be okay, but that doesn't move into my world. The evolution is I love myself and I touch the world of whole beings around me with that same love. And it's fascinating right now. This is not a new idea. This is not at all. This is ancient wisdom. And I believe in many ways we are breaking open what organized religion for some reason has said for hundreds of years. I go back to it quite often. If you say, what's happening right here? How many years was this idea of you're a sinner and they're acceptable and they're not, and they have this and they don't have this, have we been with? And we see it in the world around us in the news and we say, they're wrong. But what can we do? We can go back in and we can say, I've had enough of this in my journey. I commit to the experience of knowing myself as a creation of spirit and touching the world around me. And when we do, we begin to shift this. Buddha said, if you truly loved yourself, you could never hurt another. Hate hurts. Love heals. And so when I find myself angry and in places I don't want to be, I get to go back to a deeper truth and go back to, okay, and last week one of the things that we talked about was run towards it. If it looks like it's painful, run towards it. I'm talking about in your life now. I am not inviting all of us to spend our whole time in pain. I'm saying that there's something there for it to teach us. And this week's chapters were unbelievable because so many of us have believed a lie. Just like the history we're finally learning. And we're being asked to break open the pieces on the outer of what actually happened in Tulsa. What actually happened in these different places of history. We have to learn those. But we're also being asked to learn new history of ourselves and who we are and who humanity is. And so when we're willing to step into that and say, wait a minute, okay, this hurts. It feels like it's pulling me apart. Instead of going to our old, whatever it is, you may eat, you may drink, you may have drugs, you may just let anger take you away, or beating yourself up and telling yourself all the reasons why you're not good enough and you won't make it. What we're being called to do as humanity is break open those outer eyes along with the inner eyes. We're being asked to see and to know a different picture. Jesus was very clear about this also. And I believe part of what we're learning right now, and hopefully we'll be learning, is the lie that was built around this being. I believe that Jesus, as a wisdom teacher, was a way shower. I believe he was a social activist who taught forgiveness. He taught love. He taught inclusivity. He taught including people who were not like you that you're not allowed to talk to. He broke open those ideas. When he was asked, it was just simply, it was a very clear statement. Matthew 22, 37, 39. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and you shall love your neighbor as you also love yourself. This is what humanity is being asked to step into. It's not one way. It's all of humanity opening to a larger way. But if you were born into Christianity, I actually believe you have to be part of the breaking open of the inner eyes of what love is, who you are as a creation of the infinite, and who humanity, all of humanity around you. So how do we do that? How do we take this and go further? I mean, I laugh when I look at what has happened. I don't laugh. I don't want to say it's funny, but I look at the last 18 months, and I don't know about you, but the things I've gone through have been absolutely hilarious. Absolutely, in many ways. I've cried. I've hurt. I felt like things were just crumbling in on me. And then I've realized, oh, the universe is saying, here, let me help you. And every time I'm willing to believe I'm enough to touch the places in my life that feel like they're painful and to hold them. I don't always have the answers, But if I'm willing to hold them, life will take me exactly where I need to go, and they will begin to heal and to hold and to open to something larger. You know, Clarissa Pinkola Estes did a writing that I've read here many times called "We Are Made for These Times." And she did another one in the last couple of years, and I just want to use a little part of it. She said, "Ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Any small, calm thing that one soul can do to help another soul, to assist some portion of this poor, suffering world will help immensely. It is not given to us to know which acts or by whom will cause the critical mass to tip toward an enduring good." Now, in the class that I've been taking by E.J. Niles, Reverend E.J. Niles, that talks about spiral dynamics and the movement of consciousness and what's happening currently, what we know is higher states of consciousness both recognize the wholeness of the individual, they include that, and they recognize the wholeness of the world around them and the people around them. So it's like we transcend these old little places where we think we're not enough, and we include something more. And so in that place, it is a we state of mind based on an I state of mind that says, yes, I'm enough, I'm whole, I am present, available, spirit moves through me, life has all that it needs, and we are whole. We have what we need. And so we still have to make it through each day. So I just honor the journey that we're on and the recognition that every one of us is on this path. He has some pretty serious and very clear directions of how we're doing this. And I want to go through those 3 steps, which are each a chapter and probably should have a whole day spent on them, but we'd be in a 22-week series instead of an 8-week series. But it starts out with just simply awareness. Are we aware when we're being squeezed? Can we be aware of it? Can we just simply breathe it in? And he said, in this part of this, and I'll probably have to put glasses on, so hold on just a second. I remember the first time I did, I was determined to read without it for quite a while, and finally I just got glasses. But with this, and of course he starts with Albert Einstein. He said, you can't solve a problem at the same consciousness that created it. You must learn to see the world anew. And that was how he put it. We have to learn to see the world anew. We have to find a higher consciousness, but at first we have to be aware of what's squeezing us. What's happening? Where do we go with this? And so, too, it is with the resolution of your core wounding. It cannot be healed by the same state of consciousness that generated it. You must raise yourself to a higher vibrational frequency to free yourself from unworthy and unlovability. Out of fear, your wounding was created. Through love, it will be dissolved. If there's any place in your journey where you feel you have been wounded, please know that wounding, we can call it trauma, it can be trauma, but it brings you as many gifts, I believe more gifts, than it takes away. It does not ever take away from the wholeness of the truth of who you are and where you're going, but simply being aware, whoa, I'm squeezed. Whoa, this hurts. How do we do it? What do we allow in here? Just simply allowing awareness is the first step. And he said, employ the power of your present moment awareness. Sit in that. Observe your mind's endless commentary without falling prey to its unrelenting messages. Anybody have any commentary when they blow it? Okay, some of us know it really well. We could probably offer it to our neighbor, and I would bet you they're almost the same words. That's what we're here to be aware of without letting that be the truth. Simply aware means I hold it with a gentle hand. I get to hold it with a gentle hand. I'm aware of it. And I allow it to be a part of it. You know, he said to push away or shut down this automatic process, because we usually label ourselves bad or something's wrong or, oh God, you're not going to get through this, or, oh, here it is again, I can't move through it. It triggers old memories. It brings up old things. But he said to push away or shut down this automatic process, we reject those feelings. And he said, and guess what happens? They get stuck in us. And they become what shut us down. So the first one is just be aware. The second one is allow. Can we allow that feeling to be? Can we allow a feeling, whoa, it's here. Whoa, this hurts. This morning, I think one of the toughest things for me was knowing that I'm doing a service this afternoon of someone I dearly love, who I watched the strength and the courage with which she met life through a whole diagnosis. And I watched her, instead of saying, I'm not enough, I watched her rise and allow courage to guide her in ways that I just kept saying, wow, look what this is teaching me. Wow, look at what she's teaching the world. And so when I was feeling squeezed, my opportunity is either to shut down and just stop everything, or it's to be aware it's there, to allow it. I can tell you this, that energy doesn't want to be in you. That anger, that pain, that sorrow, that hurt doesn't want to be in you any more than you want it in you. It has no desire to be stuck in there. But when we've pushed it down and not allowed it, something more it's going to come back. We're going to have another opportunity. Anybody ever had an experience you're like, I've already been through this? Or maybe a relationship. What am I doing here again? Wait a minute. The universe is going to continue offering us opportunities to heal whatever's there until we say, it's here. And when I say it's mine, I'm not talking that the wholeness of who I am owns that, but the human experience that I'm in, wow, this is it. What would happen if I found a way to hold it gently enough that eventually the love that I am would come in and move through it? Because I don't know about you, I've tried to say, I am love. I am love. Nothing, I don't do anything unlike loving. And then just like this morning, my dog has learned that when it's wet outside, and he's been outside and he's now created mud in what used to be grass, that if he comes inside and wipes on you, then he gets dry. So I meet him with a towel and he runs around, and so the dress that I was wearing is no longer going to be worn. I'm not sure it's going to be worn anywhere again. So I learned something. And then I get to just breathe. Because what I was feeling over here, I was trying to hold gently. And it's not as easy to hold gently this when this happens and this happens and this happens. Have you noticed that? It's the universe saying, oh, you, for me, all the white privilege you had, all of this that you had, all of the blinders that you had on, all of the pieces over here where you might have said you're not enough or you're not this or not that, let's just take them all off at the same time. And that's what's happening. Let's cut off relationships here. Let's cut off this. We are being asked to be aware that there's a sacred process going on. It's not going to destroy us. It's not going to take us to where we're nothing. And then to allow it to be. And I believe we get to allow it to be with a recognition that life is good. It desires the best for us. It holds us in sacred ways that we have no idea about. There is nothing that happens on this planet that can take away the wholeness of who you are. There is nothing that can take that away. And when we allow that, something more happens. This week, last week I told the story of Eddie Jaku. And if you have not, and it's Jaku, if you have not gone on and watched his TED Talk concerning, I would just invite you to. It is the most transformational thing. And at 100 years, he wrote the book, The Happiest Man on Earth. Now, coming out of 4 concentration camps in Germany, that would be a really hard thing to write. So I decided if somebody wrote a book at 100 years old, I was going to read it. So this week, I read it. And let me tell you, it takes you into stuff and it takes you out. But I want to say that the courage for a being to get out, he was almost dead when the war was over and they found him he crawled up to a road. He had been he had been through hell and back. And he said what kept him alive was the small kindness of one or two people. And the places where he said, when we give up hope, we give up everything. And he said, but someone would say something, and I would say there's more to humanity than I know. And he said he got out, and there he was trying to heal, not knowing I think he was given a 40% chance of living. And he said, this person helped me. Somebody brought him salami, and he knew if he ate it, he would die. But he said, instead, I took it as a sign that there were people who loved me. I thought, how do you do that after what you've been through? And he said, then I decided that I either had to break free from the things that had been done to me, or they would bind me forever. And I love this idea. Can we actually allow ourselves to break free from something else? He said, if you give up, if you say it's not worth living anymore, you will not last long. Where there is life, there is hope. And where there is hope, there is life. And then he decided, when he finally got an apartment, he was sent to Belgium, and he got an apartment, and he ended up finding someone that he had met in the camp and that had been a friend of his, and they were in there together. And he said, and I decided I had to start giving of what I got. How do you give of what you've got when everything's been taken away? And they actually saw two sisters who had tried to commit suicide. And I know this is a really down story, but it's amazing. They had tried to jump off a bridge, and they actually missed what the target they were aiming for. And they jumped into the water and were picked up and taken someplace. And he and his friend said all they need is humanity, is a little kindness. And they went down and got them out of the mental institution, took them home, gave them half of their apartment, and showed them how to heal. And they're still friends with both of these women today, or I don't know about today, but they were 20 years ago. I believe both of them are still alive. And he said, all we had to do was show them that someone cared. When we've lost hope, the greatest thing we can do is touch another life and give another human being hope when they may not have it. He said, we didn't have anything to give them other than kindness, but kindness was what helped them heal. Every one of us on this planet right now is asking to heal. We get to be aware of the feelings that are there. We get to allow them. The next step, he says, is to be flexible and not always choose the same feeling again. What would happen if I didn't get mad when I saw that in my world? What would happen if I didn't choose this way? What would happen if I didn't choose that way? And that is one of the things that Eddie Zeku said. He said, I knew if I chose to do what had been done to me, I would die an angry and bitter man. But the greatest freedom I could give and teach is to be free from what has been done to us and to be a part of sharing and touching those around us. Every one of us, your little world in front of you, has everything you need to love yourself through all of the places that squeeze you and say you're not going to do it. And to just breathe and say, yes, I am. There's more in me than I was told, because I'm a creation of the infinite, and it will take me everywhere I need to go. And then take that love before it's perfected, before you have it down, and touch you. And that begins to shift a consciousness to something so much larger. And as we do that, we get to receive our tithes and our love offerings and recognize that we're all a part of this. You know, one of the memories I have of Janet was when we needed an elevator, and she said everyone in this building should be able to get downstairs, and ours was broken. And I said, well, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what we can do. I was completely out of anything as far as ideas or even ever thinking we could afford it. And she said, well, I happen to know this God that my ministers told me about. And he's infinite. And we ended up with an elevator in about 3 months. Sometimes one person saying, I believe this, I believe that, it changes it all. And I believe right now that every one of us has a mighty work to do this week, every one of us, and that changes the world. And so as we receive our tithes and our love offerings, we all know we're ready for changes. We know there's something more that includes connection, and it includes working together, and it includes life. And so these finances that we share, I just invite you to be a part of that, and I'm supposed to read this. So you can give at unityofportland.org. You can do that on an ongoing basis. You can do it one time. You can do it through our texting, and it is 833-814-3477. And you can, again, do that one time or an ongoing basis, or you can send in a check. I thank you for being a part of the movement of spirit that happens here, and I believe we are a part of something larger. And so as we hold our gifts, and we say our blessing, and I'll say it, but I want you to think of this. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let's move that into a larger way of affirming it. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we are so blessed. Thank you.
While we are joyfully giving, we have a wonderful song by Eddie Watkins Jr. Thank you for joining me. I'm saying yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, oh yes. I'm saying yes to life. Oh, I'm saying yes to life. Oh, life, yeah. The spirit of love within me is expressing itself right now. The spirit of joy within me is expressing itself right now. What are we gonna create today? The spirit is ready to play. Spirit surely will lead the way if we just say yes. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, oh yes. We're saying yes to life, yeah. We're saying yes to life, oh life, life. The spirit of light within me is expressing itself right now. The spirit of light within me is expressing itself right now. Whatsoever you conceive, if you believe it, you can achieve it. The universe will surely agree if you just say yes. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes. Oh, I'm saying yes to life. Oh, we're all saying yes to life. Yeah. I'm saying yes to life. I'm saying yes to life. Yeah. Saying yes. I'm saying yeah. My soul says yes to life.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. And we have come to say yes. We have come to say yes to every part of life, and it blesses us. It lifts us. It loves us. And we are ready. We are enough for this journey. We're going to take a moment and say, thank you, God, for all these gifts. And to let you know that we have chaplains who are here to pray with you. And I know, and that's back there. Lynn's up here, and they will be ready to pray with you. If you'd like to come forward at the end of the service, if you want one-on-one prayer, they will hold that space of knowing with you. It is always so powerful when two or more are gathered in a consciousness of possibilities. So much happens. And we also want to just take a moment. We're going to stand and we're going to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. And this is an intention for holding a space and recognizing that the universe is calling to us and pulling us in that direction. And we simply get to be the ones who say yes.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Oh, yes, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let's close this service in prayer. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And we are so blessed. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. Have a love-filled week.